And when you smile for the camera, I know I love you better. Welcome aboard the 427 pod with
That was
Chris,
my turn.
with Chris and Jerry. You just got pegged.
That's twice in a half hour. Wait,
Yeah.
pause. Wow.
Not like that.
I have no idea where that is.
It's a Steely Dan song for the uninformed. I feel like as white people, I feel like Steely Dan is like the most cultured thing that we have.
Listen, there's more than a few rap songs that sample Steely Dan, so people. I don't know if Peg has been sampled, but there's been more than a few Steely Dan songs that have been translated to rap tracks. So yeah, maybe. I
don't know if Peg's ever been sampled in hip hop, but I'm pretty sure there've been like probably like EDM, like electronic, like remixes of it or something. But I know it's been sampled in some capacity.
I forget the name of it. I just know, because this is a baseball show, specifically New York based, and you may know this song, Chris. I don't know. All I know is Lord Tariq and Peter Guns' biggest hit, Deja Vu, sampled a Steely Dan song. They are both from the Bronx. In the music video, they're wearing nothing but Bronx and Yankees gear. The video is in Shea Stadium.
Okay.
It has tickled me since the first time I saw it in 1998. You couldn't afford the footage fees to film in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I'm not educated on that, but I feel like I'll definitely need to be educated on that.
It's a great song. It's real rap.
Yeah, if you could send that song, I'm definitely intrigued by that. But we are back. Make sure you're, of course, subscribed. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Middle Initial Podcast on YouTube, Patreon, all that stuff. Ascension Podcast Network. We're back. The World Baseball Classic is in full swing, and Team USA's super duper Aaron Judge and Avengers and Friends team almost didn't make it because Mark DeRosa seemingly didn't know the rules. And I know that, to be fair, the rules as far as the tiebreaker and elimination, it can be a lot to keep up with. Like I was a little confused myself watching that Mexico-Italy game last night, seeing who was going to win if Mexico would have won but scored like less than 5 runs or something like that, then USA would have been eliminated. But the reason USA had to depend on the Italians to get out of pool play is because they lost to the Italians the night before, because of said Mark DeRosa not knowing the rules. He had Clayton Kershaw warming up, and then realized, oh shit, I actually need this game. I think was it the game before that where he said like, oh well, or was it after that game he said, oh well, we're already in, so like we didn't.
He said it like that morning. I think MLB Network had him on, and he was just like, well, we're in this weird spot. We really want to win this game, but we're already through. And before we get to anything else, like aside from like how could he not know all that stuff, the Dominican and Venezuela played last night, and I think both their fates were already sealed. They had both already advanced. So it's do you want to win your group? Do you want to try to try to set up your bracket? Sure. But there wasn't
that game was absolutely
like it wasn't a win or go home type deal. If you watch that Dominican Venezuela game, try telling them that game didn't matter. Like
right.
It is very clear who takes this seriously. I've said before, I like that more and more of our best players are like, I want in. But again, look at the Latin American countries, look at the Asian countries. That shit matters in a way that I don't think we get yet. Still.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I don't think we're quite there. even though like everyone is kind of in on it, like I don't know really who else. I don't know if there was any like American players that were invited that like declined their invitation. I mean, I know Tariq Skubal basically was like, yeah, I'll pitch one game and then I got to head out.
And that's another one where, as much as I want to get jokes off about him being scared to compete, they basically played Great Britain and Italy one after the other, and Italy's lineup has a bunch of lefties in it. Why didn't you save him for that game at least?
Yeah,
like that's another one where it's like, if you were taking this seriously, you would have been like, okay, Italy is definitely better than Great Britain. Also, that matchup favors us if we throw Skubal there. Like if you were paying attention at all, that would have been easy to spot.
It's probably, I mean, I'm not excusing it, but it's probably difficult to manage as the manager at Team USA when you have all these players on different pitching schedules coming from different teams.
That's true.
I mean,
that's why Clay Holmes is leaving. Actually, they had, I think the U.S. wanted to keep him, but they were in contact with the Mets, and they were basically like, well, we can't guarantee you that we're going to be able to get him. We're going to be able to keep up the workload for him that he's going to need to get ready for your season. And the Mets were like, well, can we just have him back then? Like, we're trying to win something here. We kind of need him. Yeah, so I don't know who they're replacing him with, or if they even can.
Yeah, did they send McClayton back, or is he? I guess he's staying.
McLean is still lined up to pitch in the final, which boy, not inspiring after that game.
No, yeah, I wouldn't feel great about it.
In his defense, a couple late last week, it might have been Thursday, I woke up that day and they're like, yeah, he's experiencing vertigo symptoms. We don't know what they're going to do with him. And then by that night, they're like, oh, he's over it. He's fine. He'll pitch the final if they get there. Like, 12 hours ago, you said you had vertigo. Like, how does a guy get over vertigo that bad? Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a weird 180. That's not exactly, it's not exactly like... you
don't take that lightly.
Yeah, it's not exactly like, oh, you just got like the wind knocked out of you, or, some minor injury that can just be gone within like 8 hours.
To steal the Chris Rock routine, no, and your command was all off. What's going on? My vertigo was acting up. But I took some Robitussin. I'm fine now.
Thank God for that. Yeah, so he'll be in line to pitch the final. Skeens, I believe, is pitching the semifinals if U.S. beats Canada tomorrow.
Because we didn't have enough of U.S. Canada already.
Yeah, yeah. With all the U.S. Canada action we've seen in the, I mean, it would be so funny if Canada won. But,
it would be.
Yeah. With all the U.S. Canada matchups we've seen in international sporting events over the past year or so, I'm starting to get a little bit of fatigue. But
also this time you would have to share in the embarrassment because there weren't any Islanders on the U.S. team. You didn't have to feel bad about what just happened in Milan. I did.
Very true. Very true. Also,
I could laugh at Devils fans, but there were 2 Rangers on there. I can't exactly be, guns a-blazing with the jokes.
Yeah, very true. Also, Brock Nelson was based and didn't go.
Correct. Respect to him.
Yeah, same with Jay Gensel. I've said some mean things about him in the past, but I apologize.
Let me say, the only Penguins Lightning player I'll ever respect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. But
although it does set up a potential U.S. Dominican game, and as funny as it would be if Canada knocks the U.S. out, we kind of need to see a U.S. Dominican game in Miami.
Oh yeah, that'll be nuts, and I will be in the building for that.
Oh man, do I envy you? That is.
Yeah, I am going to the World Baseball Classic. Flying down Sunday, stay until Wednesday. Got tickets to the 2 semifinal games, and depending, we're contemplating getting finals tickets. I guess it all just depends what the tickets are looking like. But if it ends up being USA Japan, there's a good chance we'll get priced out of it.
Well, I mean, if it ends up being Dominican Japan, I don't know if you like. Just seeing those crowds in Miami, oh boy, and I mean that in a good way. Like, just every pool play game in there sounds like Game 7 of the World Series. Like, if they actually got to the final, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, no, it's a sick atmosphere, and it's cool too because, like, we're on the whole cross off all 30 ballparks mission. And I don't think any of us that are going, I don't think any of us have been to Marlins Park yet. So it would be cooler to, cross off Marlins Park in that type of atmosphere rather than just like going to some random Marlins game.
I will say, having done both, I've said on here before, the only time I've ever been in the upper deck of Marlins Park was for the 23 final. And me and my two coworkers, we got there about an hour and a half early. And even then, we got in there 6:30 for an 8 o'clock start. And even at 6:30, it's like, there is a noise in here that I have never heard before. Like, and I've gone probably close to 30 times to Marlins Park, and I've never heard it like that before. And I damn sure haven't since.
Damn. That's nuts.
And I mean, and you can form your own opinion, and you'll have it when you go. But I maintain the only real issue about Marlins Park is knowing how it got built and how they funded it. The venue itself is fine. Would you like to have more people in there? Sure. But like, as a fan going experience, I don't mind being there.
Yeah. What's the issue with how it was built / funded?
Well, there were all those years of threats where they're like, well, if we can't get a different venue besides Hard Rock Stadium, we'll move. And then they even got to the place of, well, if you help us fund this ballpark, we'll be able to attract major free agents. We'll start spending like a real major league club. They did it for one off season, and then they traded everybody the next off season.
Yeah.
And it's on the side of the old Orange Bowl too. Like, it was just the means with which that part came to be stink. The venue itself, perfectly fine. Also, it has had the added bonus in recent years that we've started to add high-speed rail in Florida. And so I've taken the Bright Line from Orlando to there's a stop like 5 minutes from the stadium. Sometimes you can like drive down to West Palm and then take it from there. Like, if you don't want to have to drive through South Florida traffic. So it would just be nicer if, the people running the Marlins were serious about it and it was more full on a nightly basis, because I think I would enjoy it more than I already do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
as far as like taking public transit there, like, because I'll be staying. My friends are all staying like in Miami, like pretty close to the ballpark, but I'll be staying like with my family, so I'll be up in like Boca, which is like an hour away. Would you say that if I'm doing public transit, is Bright Line the move?
Oh, for sure. And I believe they do have a station in Boca. Now, I don't know how close it is to where you're going to be staying, but it shouldn't be anything more than like 10 to 20 minutes from there. And they generally do move pretty well through South Florida. So if you,
well, that's good too.
So I would think if you, I don't know how early you want to get there, but like, say if you were trying to get there for 6 o'clock, like, you'd probably want to leave Boca at 5, or
True.
like maybe like 5:15. But like, I could look into that for you.
Yeah, I'll take a look too. But yeah, I mean, it sounds better than driving there.
Oh, for sure. That's the only other downside is like getting in and out of there driving wise, because the parking situation, it's not a nightmare, but it's also not great either.
Just driving in Florida is just kind of like a nightmare
for me.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it a few times, and it's not my favorite thing to do. But no. Yeah, so yeah, USA versus Dominican Republic. If it does happen, I'm sure it will be, I'm sure it'll be incredible. Skeens will be pitching for the US in that game. I'm not sure who would be lined up for the DR in that game, but
I feel like MLB.com's actually been kind of good about this, like listing who's been in it. So let me see if I can find that. So tomorrow night, they've got Christopher Sanchez against Hyunjin Ryu, which I kind of like that there's guys retired from MLB that are like, no, you know what? Tag me in. I want in on this.
Yeah.
And then U.S. Canada is Logan Webb versus Mike Soroka, which, boy, let me tell you, if this U.S. lineup can't hit Mike Soroka,
they got major
problems.
Yeah, and they haven't exactly been hitting all that great in the pool play so far.
The Saturday games have Venezuela, Japan will be Ranger Suarez against Yamamoto. Damn, that'll be good.
That'll be a good one.
And then the Puerto Rico, Italy game is Seth Lugo versus TBD. So, and then no, they don't have the. Well, I guess they can't list the probables for the semifinals because there's no winners yet.
Yeah. I guess technically they still gotta play these games. I mean, Italy's kind of proven that, you know, even in a tournament like this where there's you know, like 2 or 3 teams that are overwhelmingly more stacked than the others. I mean, Italy's kind of proven that anything can happen.
I just don't pitch to Vinny Pasquantino. I think that's
yes. Do not pitch to Vinny P. He is on fire. He had 3 home runs last night, and he's hit a few others like during the pool play, hasn't he?
Oh yeah. And Aaron Nola turning back the clock, just putting on the Italy uniform. Who the hell knew?
Yeah, right. Does that
a dude from Baton Rouge playing for Italy is very funny. He's
an American soldier, and in this house, Aaron Nola is a hero. End of story.
That's right.
Have you what's it called? Does Aaron Nola pitching turning back the clock in this tournament, does that kind of make you a little more worried about the Phillies going into the season?
I call this copium. Maybe it's because we see this in the World Cup in soccer, is like there's some dudes who are just okay at the club level, and then they put on the national team jersey and they turn into a completely different player. I choose to believe Aaron Nola in his heart is an Italian, and like this brought something out of him that he just doesn't have for 6 months out of the season.
Yeah, something he doesn't. Yeah, and something that
I got 3 starts in me. That's what I got.
Yeah, something that he wouldn't have for like the Phillies in the postseason.
Yeah. I'm counting on it.
Yeah. So so USA survived a little bit of a scare as far as almost not making it. That would have been extremely funny. So I have heard some people seem to be saying that that this tournament would be better off if it was played at the All-Star break, just because of the fact that this is, since this is spring training still technically, like, there's like pitch limits and pitch count limits. Like I think last time Skeens pitched, he was capped at like 65. He'll have like a 95 pitch limit.
Yeah.
I believe for his next start. So, there has been some chatter, now that because I feel like this is like the World Baseball Classic. I feel like it definitely picked up some steam 3 years ago, but this year it seems to be like the most attention that it's gotten, even just from like the casual baseball fan. Like it seems like this is like probably the, I would go out on a limb and say it's probably like the most viewed World Baseball Classic we've had.
Oh, by far.
Yeah. So, so now people are, thinking of ways to, I guess, make it even better. And yeah, so like that's been something that's been brought up as far as, having it during the All-Star break. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of doing a lot for, something that we only do once every 3 years. And you kind of alluded to it before we started recording that it's one of those things where there's really like no perfect time for it. Because I mean, if you do it during the All-Star break, then you have to, you basically have to extend the All-Star break. You'd you'd have to like take like almost like 2 whole weeks off from the season.
Yeah, the first pool play game was March 5th. The final will be the 17th. So that's 12 days. I mean, the average All-Star break, it's like it starts on that Sunday.
5 days.
Yeah, and everybody's back by the next Friday. So
yeah, there's like on another Thursday game, and I think there's like one Thursday game, and everyone's playing by that Friday after the All-Star game. So there's like maybe like there's like 2 actual days where there's like no baseball on, and really those are like the 2 days of the year where there's like really like no sports at all.
I mean, and really it's just that, like if you count the Monday with the home run derby, it's really just the Wednesday, in all honesty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you can't do it after the season because guys are going to be recovering. Guys are already undergoing operations and stuff.
Yeah.
And understandably so.
Yeah, and even in the midseason, like, a lot of guys are hurt too. And I think you would see, I think a lot of players will, even if they make the All-Star team, I mean, you don't see it as much as like other sports, but, I think a lot of players just like having that break or that time off. So I feel like it's one of those things where you'd see more players maybe opting out or like declining their invitation because,
we get a lot of that now with the All-Star game.
Yeah, because
I mean, they've even had to put in rules for starting pitchers where it's like if you pitch that Sunday, you're out.
Yeah, because with the World Baseball Classic, it's happening during spring training, so it's like you're working anyway, pretty much. Like it's not like a vacation or anything is like being taken away from you. So you're just, you're playing in more high leverage games, high leverage environments than, playing in front of like, 50 people at like a minor league ballpark.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
this is the best they can do.
I think this is the best they can do. I think it works. I think it works good enough. I feel like you're just kind of, if you put it in the All-Star break, you're going to run into too many logistical issues. And like, then what? Like the season's not going to be over till like Thanksgiving.
And really, I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, even last year, Game 7 was on November 1st, and it was like, that probably shouldn't happen. Like, when it happened in 2001, like, yeah, that made sense. There was a reason it got that far. But now they schedule it in a way where it's like, we've seen years where, like, the series ends on, like, November 5th. Like, that, we don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, there have been a few times that's happened. And I don't, I personally don't mind it, more baseball. Like I'm not gonna.
I'm not even against like the games itself. It's just I feel like people are used to the Super Bowl being in February now because it's been that way for almost 25 years.
Yeah,
but those first few years it was just like football in February. This is wrong.
Yeah, and now it's going to be on like Valentine's Day next year, and President's Day is the next day. I think that's their goal, is to just have it be this, just have the Super Bowl the day before President's Day, so that the day after is like a built-in holiday, so they don't have to implement another holiday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but when you go to the U.S. Dominican game, say hi to Juan Soto for me.
I will not.
Understandable. By the way, that bat toss last night, the first time he turns and does one of those, like, I told you type celebrations at the Mets dugout, my pants will break.
Yeah.
I know he had a few with you guys. I know, I mean, the one to win the pennant sticks out in my mind. But, like, I know he's had a few of those. It's not just one of those, like, oh, well, he only does that for his country. It's like, no, he's done that as a professional. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it was definitely, that one was definitely a pants breaking moment. Yeah, he's had a couple of others. Yeah, he had a couple others of those with the Yankees too. But yeah,
boy, if he's hitting like this already, buddy.
Ooh, buddy. Yeah, because last year was when he got off to the quote unquote slow start.
Right. And finished top 3 in MVP anyway.
Yeah. No big deal. No big deal.
He's slugging 733 through the first round through pool play.
Jeez, that's just slugging. What's his OPS? Like 1,500?
1233.
1233.
On base at an even 500.
Yeah. Yeah. Not sure if that's good or not.
Working to confirm.
Yeah. Let me. We'll get back to you all ASAP on that one. But yeah, I mean, do you see any upsets happening in the next round, or do you think everything will kind of just go the way we think it'll go? I feel like the one wild card of these next 4 games would probably be Puerto Rico, Italy. That's a game that really feels like it could go either way. In fact, I think Italy might win it just because like they're already like Italy's already kind of like on fire and on kind of like a magical run right now. And the Puerto Rico team, I mean, it's a good team, but like it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's in shambles, but it's like definitely not as good as it could be. Thanks a lot, Bad Bunny, for your efforts.
I will say, I do think Venezuela, I'm not saying it will happen, but if you wanted to say that there was a true upset in here, I think everybody's already got Japan, U.S. penciled in as the final. But I do think if somebody's going to trip up Japan before the final, it's going to be Venezuela.
Yeah, I don't know though. Yamamoto on the mounds. He's
again, not likely, but I think MVP.
They'd probably have the best chance of like, fucking up the bracket as far as as far as any of these matchups go.
I do want to add this. Shout outs to Kevin Lewis who brought this to my attention, and he quoted this with my type of carrying on. The Dominican Republic home run trots versus Venezuela timed. Juan Soto, 32.38 seconds. Ketel Marte, 26.04 seconds. Fernando Tatis Jr., 27.68 seconds. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 34.58 seconds. Just the home to first parts. Ketel Marte, 9.9 seconds. Juan Soto, 11.42 seconds. Fernando Tatis Jr., 11.52 seconds. Vlad Guerrero Jr., the reverse Usain Bolt of this shit, 15.31 seconds.
Those are the advanced sabermetrics that we're looking for.
And yet none of them hold a candle. And I don't know if this was last year, so you may have seen the clip by now, but it was in the Dominican Winter League, and Junior Caminero hit one. It was their game 7, and this was like, it was the 8th inning, and I think it put them up like 7 or 8 runs. Like, this was truly, they're going to win now. There is, any remaining doubt is gone now. And Junior Caminero took a whole minute to, like, he stopped, turned around, flipped, like, went over, started high-fiving the dugout, did like a whole routine with the first base coach, strolled around first to third, whole routine with the third base coach, came home. Best I've ever seen.
Surprised he, I'm assuming that was probably his last at bat of the game. Surprised he
out of the Winter League season.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get plunked.
This is one of those where it's like, I respect that those pitchers are like, all right, fine, you got me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But I got to think that there's some point, there's a line where it's just like, all right, man, come on.
Yeah.
All right, you got me, but like, we know. Come on.
Yeah. It seems like if that was in if that was like in Major League Baseball or in the States, that it would be policed a lot more heavily.
Somebody if Junior Caminero tried to do that here, like he would get Batista bombed before he got to third base. Like legitimately. And fun thing that I've heard with Junior Caminero this year is, I guess he's heard the talk where it's like, okay, yeah, you had 45 home runs. All right, cool. You were playing in a minor league park, and he's like, oh no, trust me, I'm more comfortable at the Trop. Just you wait. Okay. All right, we're waiting.
All right, yeah.
He's.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see that too. I guess he has played there. a little bit his first 2 seasons. But
at the end of 24, so he would have gotten like a month.
Yeah, and it looks like he came up for like a quick stint in 2023.
Oh wow! I
had his I had his stats pulled up. Yeah, he made his major league debut. Looks like September 23rd, 2023.
And he was actually up longer in 24 than he played 43 games in 24. So
yeah, and then last year he was just like, yeah, I'm him.
Yeah, you got a problem now.
Yeah, so hey, if he can do that, if he can do that at the Trop.
He was 19 years old when he made his for real debut, and he doesn't turn 23 until July 5th. My God. He hit one. I think I've mentioned this on the show. I went to see Rays Tigers at Steinbrenner Field in June. He hit one that got out of the ballpark. It couldn't have been more than 2.5 seconds. Like, that's one of the quickest home runs I've ever seen. Like, it went from, oh.
Wow.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Speaking of Steinbrenner Field, well, actually, do we want to go further on the DeRosa thing, or?
I think we've pretty much touched on it. I don't know. Like, does he even really have any sort? Like, does he really have credentials to be Team USA's manager outside of? Because I know he played for a while, but I don't think he's never like managed before. He's just like been on TV, right?
I want to start my point, but I want to first quote Alex Kirshner, who's a sports media guy, does a lot of college football stuff. He's from Pittsburgh. Probably a time to discuss how a lot of the teams in the WBC are treating this like the most important thing that's ever happened, and Team USA is managed by a TV host named Mark.
Yeah,
it's not even that he's bad on TV, because he's not. Like, I've seen the MLB demos and stuff like that. Like, MLB Network does legitimately good stuff, but like, he hasn't even had a bench coach job where it's like you got to have like some experience. Like, okay, you had to take over because your manager got ejected, so you at least know how to do this. You've done this before. Like, and he managed in 23, so this isn't even like a new position for me. Like, I kind of felt then it's like, I know Jim Leland had done it, and I know he was just flat out done with doing it. And I suppose that if there was anybody else that you were going to get for the American team, like, all your good candidates are active. So what are they going to do? Like, they're not leaving their team. So what do you really do? So I suppose that's the rub, because it's like, Cervelli is the one who manages Italy, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of retired players, or Dusty Baker was managing Nicaragua. Yadier Molina was managing Puerto Rico. So
yeah, the Team Italy coaching staff is like all like retired Yankees. It's like Cervelli.
Like Jorge Posada's the Italian hitting coach.
Yeah, Jorge Posada's there. Yeah, no, their coaching staff is lit.
This is every Italian Yankee fan who grew up in the late 90s. Like, this was the dream that they thought of for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, the Italia jumpsuit the Posada jersey underneath. This is it's your time to shine.
Give me 11 men and I can stop the world.
Damn right.
I should have said that with more of an accent, but I would get in trouble, and I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, understandable. Gotta stay in the good graces out here. Should we discuss the whole Randy Arozarena, Kyle Raleigh thing?
Speaking of my type of carrying on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a non-story, but Randy Arozarena, who is teammates with Kyle Raleigh in real life on the Seattle Mariners during the Mexico USA game, went to shake Kyle Raleigh. Or Raleigh does play for USA, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Went to shake Kyle Raleigh's hand, and I was just making sure he didn't play for Canada or like someone weird.
No.
But he went to shake Raleigh's hand before the at bat, and Raleigh just kind of stared at him. I think he said "good to see you" or something to that effect. And Randy Arozarena was not happy that that Raleigh wouldn't shake his hand, and it turned into this whole thing. Raleigh said that. I think Raleigh said it wasn't really anything like personal, and that he loves Randy Arozarena, and that he'll be happy to reunite with him when they're back in Seattle after the tournament's over. But that he was just basically like he was locked in, and he was calling the game for his pitcher, and that he was too locked in to be doing that. And Randy Arozarena basically said basically told him to shove it up his ass. So
yeah, he's like, go to hell.
Yeah, told him to go to hell. So I don't know. Could there be trouble in paradise? I mean, could this be a situation where the only solution is to trade Cal Raleigh to the Yankees? Who's to say?
All right.
I'm not being serious. Unless
this is anti-Dominican discrimination, first of all. Let's put this on the record.
No, this is
Chris wants Austin Wells out of here. He's anti-Dominican. Let's
No, this is being this is being anti-white. I'm saying that Cal Raleigh is the problem, and he's the one that needs to go.
And it just so happens to end up in the Bronx. Huh.
Yeah, he's the one that needs to go. And what better punishment for him than to send him to the Bronx? Randy Arozarena, he's done nothing wrong. He deserves to stay.
If this happened between two men,
I mean, I take Randy Arozarena too. Our outfield's already kind of crowded.
If this happened between two Mets, I'd be like, all right, you're competing. Like, we all want the World Baseball Classic to matter. Like, I hear too many people being like, oh, these guys don't care enough anymore. It's like everybody's buddy.
Yeah, I would glorify spring training, which
it's like they clearly give a shit. Like that's but if these were two Mets, I'd be like, you're good, right? Like,
I guess there'd be that little bit of I guess there would be like that little bit of tension or that little bit of nervousness. Like, all right, I got to see you. I got to see you play in a game in the same uniform again and dap each other up after a win before I fully
in the dugout. Like, tell me you're good
before I fully write it off. Or I got to see you guys hug it out in the dugout or something.
Like, we got to Game 7 of the ALCS. Like, you guys are both important. I need you to be on good terms. Like, this is too important. The best tweet I saw about this though was someone said, some of you don't know about Randy Arozarena and Yandy Diaz having an argument in the player parking lot at Tropicana Field, and it shows. If Randy is not scared of a guy whose biceps could crack his head like a walnut, he is not scared of that white boy with the fat ass.
Yeah, I mean, that sums it up. So, yeah, I mean, if anyone's got problems, it's definitely Kyle Raleigh in this situation. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those one of those things that I guess that I guess will just create unnecessary discourse. But I guess I think it's a nothing burger, or I would at least hope it's a nothing burger. But yeah, I guess you got to wait for the tournament to end. It's a shame that it's a shame Mexico didn't. It's kind of a shame that we don't get a chance at a Mexico USA rematch for that reason, to see how that could go down. But,
on top of everything else, on everything else with that game.
Yeah. On top of it just being like an absolute barn burner.
While we're discussing the Mariners, real quick shout out to Josh Naylor for being based. I did not expect that.
What did he do?
He was, I think they were asking him about, it was either a female executive or might have been a female umpire or something, but he was just like, no, we need more women in like, it was more than like a standard answer. It was just like, I remember legitimately being like, man, I absolutely thought Josh Naylor was on the other side.
He wasn't. Yeah, I mean, he is like a psycho, but I guess he's still like a decent human being psycho.
Yeah, it was very eye-opening to hear. I was like, I did not expect it from.
Yeah, it's always nice when you get a question like that and you get more than just like the whole like the whole rehearsed answer of like, I respect anyone that's doing their job as my umpire or something to that effect,
I think it might have been an umpire, but the quote was, I just made sure to introduce myself and make her feel comfortable and that she's welcome because she is. I want to be inclusive with everyone, no matter race, no matter gender. Really, where are you from? What language you speak? It's not hard to be inclusive and welcoming and happy. I think it could change the world, unquote.
Yeah. No lies detected there. So
yeah. So salute Josh Naylor. I was not familiar with your game.
Yeah, no, definitely not familiar with this game. Probably wouldn't have necessarily expected that from him of all people. And I mean, we kind of know how most baseball players lean in their worldviews. So yeah, that was definitely refreshing to see. And I think that's like another thing about Team USA that might kind of irk people the wrong way, is just like the overall chudness of the group. Yeah. Even Paul Skeens, I have my feelings about, you had the feeling with Paul Skeens, but now you're kind of seeing more of it.
He didn't totally confirm it, but like, there's just some stuff he said where you're like, okay, I know where this ends.
Yeah. Like I can see where this is. Yeah, like I can see where this is going, and I don't love it, but yeah, it's really not surprising. It is kind of corny that the best thing they could come up with for like a celebration is like doing the salute. Like, I don't know. A lot of this stuff feels kind of forced and a little lame.
I don't want to say this in a way where like I don't want it to be misconstrued, because again, my grandfather, who is my hero, was at Normandy. So like, please do not get it misconstrued. But you look at how every other country has embraced really every part of who they are, and they've incorporated it into how they've presented themselves, not just with celebrations, but how they've carried themselves. Like when you watch a Puerto Rico game, you understand what they're about. When you watch a Dominican game, you know what they're about. You watch the Asian countries, you watch Japan, like they clearly want you to know this is who we are as a country. This is how we play the game. This is how we enjoy ourselves. And we've made almost everything about our team about the military, or the fact that like Bryce Harper's out here and they made a big deal about him being in this. And he's like, I mean, it's nice. It's not the Olympics. It's like, you chose to be here.
Yeah.
And also the Olympics is in 2 years. You're going to be what? Like 36 at that point? Like, ain't no guarantee you're going to be there, pal. Like,
yeah.
Take this seriously.
Is baseball confirmed for the Olympics? Like, and major league players are going to play?
That I don't know, but like this is one of those things where it's like if they want it to happen the same way we've seen with flag football, if they want it to happen, it will.
Yeah,
much with the NBA. Same.
It's kind of it's kind of now or never too. Like with it being in LA, it's kind of like the perfect time for it.
I suppose that's going to be another one of those logistical things where it's like, okay, well, how do you work around that? Where you've got Dodger and Angel Stadium, but also the season's going on. Like, how are you?
Like you really can't take like 2 to 3 weeks off the way like the hockey season was able to. Like I feel like there's just too many games to like make up. There's too many games and too much weather that happens in like October and November to have the season going that late.
Yeah, like not even where like weather that causes cancellations, but like where it's cold enough where like you got a 4-hour baseball game, and if you're going to start this game at 8:30, which the networks do, like you're putting your paid attendance at risk. Like,
yeah.
Like, do you really want to do that?
Yeah, you don't want people like leaving in like the 7th inning of like a World Series game that's like not a blowout because it's like
one thing,
29 degrees.
One thing to do that where my mom always talks about. She went to Game 5 of the '73 World Series, and it was like a 2-0 game that got played in. I think it might have been under 240, and it was Jerry Koosman against Vida Blue, and she's like, that is one of the coldest nights I have ever been outside in my life. It was like sub 30 in October. It's like, but it was under 3 hours. So like, how bad was it really?
Right.
But it's like, with the way bullpens play a role in the games now, and you have everything stretched out for TV, like a brisk 9-inning game now is what, 310? Like, you don't want that.
No. Yeah. No,
yeah. Like part of, and Bryce isn't the only one. It's easy for me to pick on him, but there's kind of been more than a few guys on that team that are, it's like, yeah, this is nice. Like, this isn't.
Yeah, they're not.
And it shows.
Yeah, and like, even though they're kind of, they're kind of chuds. Like, at least like people like Aaron Judge and Paul Skeens, I feel like they're at least like fully embracing it.
Yeah, like I can't deny that they're absolutely going for this for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's one of those things where, it's one of those things where like I feel like USA is definitely getting more into it, but we're still not like you're still not fully like there yet, as far as like as far as like what it is for like Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic and like some of the other countries in this tournament where
maybe the coolest moment so far is that I believe the dude was the electrician for the Czech Republic who was like 43 years old and like had to take PTO to pitch in this, and he was Shohei Ohtani, and then they took him out of the game, and the Tokyo Dome gave him a standing ovation because I guess they knew it's like, yeah, this guy's 43 years old, like this is like this is something he kind of does. This is his dream to be out here right now, and they stood up and salute like that's. And he stood there like he walked out like he got past the foul line, so he was out of play, and then he just kind of stood and looked around for a minute, like nothing will ever be better than this. I'm in another country and these people love me.
Yeah,
like that's what it's about.
Yeah, for sure.
With the monies, sure, but like those guys clearly understood like the point of competition is to have that to. It's like. I never thought I'd get to do that. Holy crap. It's actually happening. And I'm in it.
Yeah, wasn't there one country like in the last World Baseball Classic where it was like a bunch of like teachers and like accountants and stuff that
let me go back and look.
And also I think something changed with like your audio, but you sound like a lot louder and more muffled now. I don't know if you're
no.
Yeah, I mean we'll just live with it if we have to, and that's okay.
See, in the last one, it was Canada. This looks like most of the same No, Chinese Taipei wasn't in this. No, Netherlands wouldn't have.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like Didi came out of like retirement to play for the Netherlands.
Alexi Ramirez is 5 years older than me, and he came back. Like that's wild.
Yeah.
And there's no other countries at the World Baseball Classic to talk about. We will just leave it there.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think we can. I think we can leave it there, and definitely looking forward to the rest of this tournament. And
I would be remiss if I didn't mention quick shout outs to my friend Tyler Mon, who's I have met once. We're mostly internet friends, but we have met in person. Got to be on the call on FS1 last Saturday for, I believe his name was Darnell Hernandez, hitting the walk-off in extras for Puerto Rico. Tyler's someone I'll see if I can get him on the show this year. He does a lot of stateside work. Like, he works for minorleaguebaseball.com, does a lot of play-by-play stuff. He's done play-by-play stuff internationally in, like, Japan and Australia and stuff. And this isn't even his first WBC, but at the last one they had him in Japan, and for this one they had him on the Puerto Rico site. And when it got to like the 6th or 7th inning Saturday, I saw that like the Netherlands were like Panama. That Panama was really making a game of this. I'm like, all right, let me take a look. And I'm like, oh, Tyler's on the call. Like, I'll hang around for this. I was very happy to see Tyler get his moment.
Hell yeah.
And like I feel like a lot more people nationally are like, oh, who's that guy? He was really good. And I've just known for a while now he's that good. And
yeah,
so hopefully this gives him something more. He deserves that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I saw that clip on your Instagram story. And yeah, he definitely sounded the part. So yeah, good for him.
All the Spanish that he's learned, this was back like maybe 10, 15 years ago, working in with the Myrtle Beach Pelicans, who I don't know if they still exist. He's like, just from being in their locker room, I picked up Increíble. Really paid off in time.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, shouts to Tyler, and yeah, if you're listening, if you're watching and you want to come on the show, hit up Jerry, we'll set it up. You're always welcome. But yeah, I think that'll close it for our World Baseball Classic coverage for this episode, and we'll talk more next week about the conclusion. I'm sure it'll be absolute cinema in the coming days. But we'll do a quick spring training update. It's been I feel like it's been a mostly uneventful spring training for the Yankees and Mets. Yankees have been winning a bunch of games, which even if they don't count, it's always good to win games, unless you're trying to get a better draft pick or something.
And even now,
unless your name is Jude Jackson, it's always good to win games. But yeah, and like the Mets have been doing relatively well in spring training as well. I think a quiet spring training is a good spring training, as that means no one's getting hurt or nothing really bad or controversial has happened. Or one thing I did want to mention, it is a little crazy that they don't have the ABS for the World Baseball Classic, but they do for spring training.
Well, that does make me wonder though. I don't know where else it's implemented in the world. Like maybe Japan and Korea just don't have this. So it's like, okay, you're going to introduce something to them that
they don't.
At least in spring training the past couple of years, they have had this. So even if major leaguers haven't had it in the regular season, they do have some familiarity with it. Or, pitchers, catchers, and hitters are aware of it. They know, like, okay, I can use this. Here's how I want to deploy it. If you've never had to deal with that before, I think it's being fair to everybody. I think is why they don't have it.
True. Yeah, it could be putting certain other countries at like a disadvantage if they don't know how to like strategically use their ABS challenges. But
I've seen a lot of teams talk about this spring training, basically saying we're giving guys green lights, like challenge as much as you want because we need to see who's good at it or not. Because when the games actually matter, if you don't have a good eye like that and you're losing your challenges, we only have but so many during a game.
Yeah,
we can't trust you with those.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they're kind of getting a feel for who can win more challenges, and who you want using them and what situations you want them to be used in. So yeah,
I just assume Soto just has a permanent green light to challenge whatever he wants.
Yeah,
that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he's like, it's one of those things where it's like he's even though it's like a brand new thing, he's like grandfathered in basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, relatively quiet spring training. A couple of headlines. On the Yankees front, they did announce today that they were sending that they were optioning George Lombard Jr. To AAA. I know that when he hit that home run off of Garrett Crochet, my reaction, I was trying not to overreact, but I was like, man, I think he might be ready. Like, do we really need to endure another season of Anthony Volpe? Like, I think this guy might be ready. But he did only hit 185 in spring training. 333 OBP, 740 OPS, so not too bad for
all told.
Yeah, not too bad for a small sample size. And he had 5 hits and 5 runs, so like every time that he got a hit and got on base, he did score. And he had 6 RBI.
Stuff happen. That's a good sign.
Yeah, it is a good sign. But I'm okay with not rushing him. I don't want them to take their sweet ass time with him. I don't want them waiting another 6 years to call him up. But
yeah.
But I think that especially because like you could even argue that Volpe was probably rushed when they called him up, and they kind of called him up because he had a great spring in 2023, and
yeah,
maybe they're. Maybe they've learned from their mistakes for once, and they're not, they're trying not to, make that mistake again and end up in a situation where you end up like ruining a player's development.
I do see this. I had this in front of me, and I'll admit I don't know what goes into this stat and what exactly it measures. But this is one of those things where it's like when you see the names on the list, you generally get the idea of, oh, must be doing well. It's a stat called Stuff Plus. Leading all of spring training in Stuff Plus is Ryan Lambert, who is a reliever for the Mets at 116. But second on that list is Carlos LaGrange at 115. Will Warren was 7th on that list at 110. Again, not totally sure what it measures, but when you look at, like in the top 10, Bubba Chandler's in there, Yuri Perez is in there, Jacob Mizorowski's on it, Dylan Cease is 11th. Like nobody fluked their way to the top of this. Like generally, if your numbers are high on this, you're probably doing something right. So something to take away for both of us.
Yeah, no, and it seems like I don't think they've made any decision on. I don't think they made any decisions on LaGrange yet. I think he's still I think I don't know if I'm expecting it, but I think he's still in the running to make the opening day roster.
And this is what you want to see rookies do. I think this is as much expectation as you can have is give the front office a decision to make. Be a problem in that sense where it's like, okay, well, what guy do we take out of the rotation? It's like, all right, but how do you not have that arm in there? If he's doing this right now against Major League hitting, well, we're trying to win. Find a way to get him in there.
Yeah, he's throwing 103. Like you can't You can't teach that. And whatever, and it seems like his command is, pretty good too. I would imagine that in the stuff plus equation that I would imagine that command is probably factored into that somehow.
I think so. Yeah, I don't want to talk out of turn.
Right. Yeah, I'll be honest, I've only just heard of this metric right now. But
we're both big fans.
No, it's good stuff. Yeah, so I'm reading something on it now, and it looks like there are 3 models used in pitching bot. There's like overall, this is like Fangraph stuff. That's
exactly what I just found.
There's overall, which is stuff and location. Then there's bot stuff and bot command.
It looks not only at the physical characteristics of a pitch. Important features include, but are not limited to, release point, velocity, vertical and horizontal movement, and spin rate. So again, those are just all things that you want to, like, even if you were someone who's like completely dead set against all this, it's like, well, you want your pitcher to have all those things. Like, this is the way where it's just like, all right, well, how can we measure it? How can we put that together?
Yeah, it's telling some sort of a story.
Yeah,
about a player and their traits. So,
generally the model aims to capture the nastiest pitches in baseball using a decision tree-based model to capture the non-linear relationships that exist across release points, velocities, pitch movement, and more.
Right, and I'm sure it's not perfect.
Yeah, like anything.
None of these things are. But yeah, no, definitely. Definitely something to keep an eye on. And yeah, I mean, if you have that good stuff plus, this early on, and you're throwing 103, and you're doing that, like, I don't see why. I don't see why he wouldn't make the big league roster. I
think the best thing that's in his favor is, I know the last time we did a show, we were talking about him. And it was the first couple of days of pitchers and catchers reporting, and it was, man, this kid, he's popping 103. And, what could he be? And sometimes you see that at the start of spring training, even before the games, when they're just throwing, and that immediately gets everyone's attention. And then they get in the games, and it's, okay, well, that's why they are where they are. Okay. Yeah. But here we are on March 13th, and I think the talk around LaGrange has only even increased. So the fact that he wasn't just a first week wonder, like, there really is something to this.
Oh yeah, no, his stock has definitely continued to rise. So I don't see any reason why he shouldn't make the big league club. And like I think Lombard's time will come. I don't know if it's going to be this year or maybe next year, but I think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you just gotta stay ready, because I mean, realistically, as of right now, you're probably like you're a Jose Caballero injury away from being called up, most likely.
Which that might be another thing I was thinking about this for the Yankees, is that might be something that now that you had an offseason to kind of take stock of everything and diagnose everything with your team. And again, you see them better on a daily basis than I do. Did you see enough out of Jose Caballero in terms of, this is how they want to play him? Okay, we can use him in that role. He'll be like, or do you kind of go into 2026 with a clean slate where it's like, okay, you came on board in August. It was a weird season. We don't know what the best place is for you because we're kind of unsettled at a bunch of positions. Forget last year happened. Let's see. Or do you kind of have your mind made up on him?
Maybe somewhere in the middle, or maybe a little bit of both. Because I mean, I think obviously they have to kind of start him at shortstop to start the season. And I know they were given Ryan McMahon some reps at shortstop too, and from the sound of it, that did not go well. So with Volpe starting the season injured, and Lombard probably still not quite ready, in my opinion. I would say that he kind of has to start off at shortstop, and I think that's and like when Volpe like really really struggled last year, and they like couldn't play him anymore, and they put in Caballero at short. I thought he did a pretty decent job, and obviously he gives you a lot of he gives you like a new dynamic on the base paths too, with his base running and base stealing, which is something that the team obviously severely lacks. If anything's like their biggest weakness, it's probably been their base running. I would say I feel pretty comfortable with him playing wherever, but maybe just not the outfield. I still have a little bit of PTSD from that first game after the deadline where he botched that base hit in right field against the Marlins, and we got swept by the Marlins, and everyone thought we were going to miss the playoffs.
Fair enough. I've had PTSD with guys for less, so
yeah. So I would say keep him out of the outfield, but if you want to move him around the infield, I think that would be fine. And I saw some reports. I don't know how legitimate they were, but I did see reports that we engaged in talks with Texas for Corey Seager. So maybe we could, maybe we could re-engage in that at some point. That might not be a bad idea. It seems like the Yankees checked in or engaged with every team for every player, and just decided there wasn't any deal, really not any deals to be had.
I just wonder what would a Corey Seager trade look like? Like, would they be doing another Semien deal where it's like, all right, we just want salary. Like, we don't even care about prospects. We just want this off our books. So that would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if they're like trying to necessarily shed his salary, or if it's a case of, they're just kind of ready to move on from the player, or if they're ready to like rebuild or retool. I mean, they did only miss the playoffs by like a couple of games last year. Like, they were kind of right in it till the very end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that makes me wonder, like, what's going on there. It's like, are they trying to make a run for this, or are they just trying to retool, and we know we got the most out of Seager and Semien that we're going to get. We're trying to move on now, because even though Seager took a step back a little bit last year, still a pretty good player that I think a lot of people would be glad to have. Like, especially if you're a team that didn't care about the money. It'd be like, no, we're trying to win right now. We'll bring that guy on. Like, if you're Texas and you don't want to be on the hook for the back end, and you can rightfully think, well, we got what we wanted. It's just,
now's probably the best time to try and get out of it.
Like, I think they want to build around Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, and Josh Young, even if the latter two haven't quite fully hit their ceiling yet. I mean, Langford looks like he's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And, the pitching hasn't – like, they still have Eovaldi, but, like, Jack Leiter hasn't been what he was promised to be. Kumar Rocker is damaged goods. So I think they're still trying to make that work as best they can, but
Leiter has like a lot of like command issues.
Yeah, which I think part of that is I think he might have just got overworked at Vanderbilt. The same thing with Rocker. I mean, but like he had physical issues and got like that was known.
Yeah.
Not to everybody apparently, but anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the kid, but what the hell?
Yeah. What was your favorite memory of Kumar Rocker on the Mets?
Draft night.
Yeah.
When I thought we pulled one over on everybody.
Yeah. It was in fact one getting pulled over on you, unfortunately.
They put a potato sack on my head and they just beat the hell out of me. This is what happened.
God damn.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what a Seager trade would look like. I mean, I feel like he's someone you could acquire without really having to part with any of your top prospects. Like, I feel like you could probably get that deal done without trading Spencer Jones, George Lombard, or Carlos LaGrange.
Absolutely. I think you absolutely could pull that off.
Yeah. I think you could probably send them, not to be like that Yankee fan who is always saying shit like this, but, I think that like Jason Dominguez and like a couple of like okay prospects probably gets it done, maybe.
They also have a crowded outfield right now. I don't know if they would take him.
Yeah, they might not. That is a good point.
Also, if you've seen how the Rangers have been getting down lately, I don't know if they'd want Jason Dominguez.
Yeah, they might not. They're definitely gentrifying the team.
to say nothing of that statue, which what?
Yeah. Wait, what's the deal with the statue?
Oh, there's it's a statue of literally like the Texas Ranger, and it's like, oh well, this is when they had riots at the schools in the '60s when they were integrating, and he was trying to protect the people that were rioting. Yeah, not a good look.
Yeah, that's not that ain't it. It's not what we're looking for.
No.
But yeah, I wasn't aware of that. But yeah, that's pretty much where it's at for the Yankees. So just, get us to, and I think Garrett Cole's been throwing too, and that seems to have gone well. So just so it seems like he could be ready even sooner than we may have thought.
I did see they might throw him in a Grapefruit League game, which that's remarkable.
Yeah, I did hear that like a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't really heard anything else about it. So I don't know if it's still happening. I would guess probably not, but maybe. Maybe they get one in like towards the end of spring training. But yeah, just get us to opening day, no more injuries, and that would be I think we'd be in pretty good shape.
I mean, like I assume Schlittler's look good. Freed, Rodon, that's already taken care of.
Yeah, Rodon's going to start the season on the IL, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
But they named Freed the opening day starter, so congrats to him. So that's so we got that. Schlittler, I guess, would probably be the number 2 to start the year with Rodon on the IL.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, no, I don't hate it either, not at all. As far as the Mets go, it sounds like spring training has been pretty non-eventful for them as well. I know there are 2 players particularly who have been struggling that you wanted to highlight, so we could get into that if you'd like with Mark Vientos and Sean Manaea and the struggles that they've been having. I know that obviously you're probably more well versed on the subject than I am, but just seeing just seeing the numbers with Mark Vientos, it looks like he only has 1 hit in his 13 at bats this spring. So he has 1 double, and he has struck out. Apparently, he's only struck out twice. So I guess
part of that is he's been with Team Nicaragua at the WBC, and it hasn't gone much better there either.
He hasn't been doing too good either.
2 for 15. So
yeah, so if you combine that, that's like 3 for 28.
And there's been other issues in the field, even at first base, which they've been trying to get him in. And I mean, if he can't master that, you got one option left. And right now, he's not doing I don't know how he's doing on the designating portion, but the hitting is not going well either.
Yeah, he's just designated right now. He might be designated for assignment. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know we've kind of talked about him quite a bit at different times on the show. So, it's like I don't know what the I don't know what the solution is. I mean, but it doesn't sound like I don't think you could really play him starting, to start out the season. Like, I don't think he can be like, I'm not saying he can't be on the team, but I don't think he can be like in your starting lineup on opening day if he continues on this trajectory. So, it might be, I
don't even know if he's the DH because the way we've seen it is Bo Bichette's mostly looked comfortable at third base. That, for now, does not appear to be a problem. We'll see when the games matter, but so far it's been fine. Jorge Polanco, again, not a goal over at first base by any sense, but also does not appear to be a problem at first base either. Like, seems to be doing just fine. So
kind of all you have to do at first base is not be a liability.
Yeah, like if you end up being a great defensive first base, like that's found money. Like, oh, great, he's a plus there, awesome. So the corners are set. So, like, we've talked about it being a potential rotation at DH. And right now, it's like, well, he's not hitting. But also, they signed MJ Melendez to a major league contract. And to this point in spring training, I had it sorted by OPS here. MJ Melendez has a 1364 OPS so far.
Woo-wee.
At spring training. Now, he also went to a World Baseball Classic. I forget with who. And he was 0 for 3 there, but with 2 walks. So he's hit at least. Mike Tauchman has a OPS of 1269 so far. So he's been hitting.
Yeah,
so it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to sit them for the guy that is 3 for 28 across all competitions? And who's also coming off a very dreadful year?
Yeah, I don't think that'll. I don't think that'll play.
This might be an instance where, and again, I think sometimes the whole New York of it all gets a little overblown, but I think in Viento's case, because he had those struggles early when he came up and couldn't find the playing time, and then he had such a high in 24, because it's not just the fact that he did as well as he did in the regular season and then he had the monster postseason. It's that they still were looking for the answer at third base post David Wright. I mean, the Mets are still looking for that. We haven't had really a long-term answer. Like, we had Todd Frazier for like 2 seasons. Then they tried J.D. Davis, and that didn't really work. And they thought Eduardo Escobar would be it for a little bit. That did not happen. Like, I think we thought Brett Baty was going to be it, and then Bo Bichette happened. And who knows? That might only be a 1-year thing. I don't know. But I think for him to have the year that he did in 24, and now he kind of got thrust into that where it's like, all right, we have the guy. And remember, Mark Vientos grew up a Met fan, like grew up idolizing David Wright. So there's that added expectation of like, okay, I'm going to do this now. And I think once it went wrong for him last year, it just kind of snowballed since. And it's really hard to stop that when you don't have prior success. Like, yes, 24 happened, but he'd also had his struggles before that. It's not as if, like, I mean, the one I always remember was, I forget what year it was, but like Jeter started his season like 1 for 30 or something. And we were like,
2004.
I think you're right.
Yeah, him and A-Rod both started the 04 season like on horrendous slumps, and it was bad. They were like both getting booed in April.
And people were like, it's Derek Jeter, though. Like, look at the rest of his – like, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, like, he'll figure it out. Yeah, like,
and then he did.
In the back of their head. And, of course, eventually he figured it out. But, yeah.
But I think in Viento's case, it's like, okay, well, did I just have a really good 4 months?
to fall back on. Like you have the 2024 season to fall back on, but
it's like, yeah, did I just have 4 good months?
Yeah, he might have just had 4 good months, and pitchers may have just figured him out, and he might just like have run out of adjustments. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is as far as Vientos and the Mets. I mean, I don't know if he has much trade value right now. I don't know if there's another suitor for him out there. If it's someone where maybe you make a trade with another team where it's just like, all right, like we have a guy that needs a change of scenery. Maybe he could help you. Maybe they have a change of scenery in an area of need for you guys. And there's like a match there. It might be hard to find that kind of fit, especially like before the season even starts. Like, so
I also wonder what even the market would be right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's probably going to start the season out as a bench player. I mean, and it seems like they kind of have enough bodies like at the corner infield positions as well as like to fill the DH that it's like, yeah, you could maybe send him down and he could try and get right in Syracuse. But like, if he's not really going to have the playing time when he comes back up, then like, what's really the point?
Yeah. And it's a real shame because it like, especially when he's someone that grew up rooting for the Mets and like played third base and wore 5 because of right. It's like you can get behind a guy like that. So, and then for him to be such a part of 24.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's like you want it to work so badly, but it's just like more and more evidence that it's probably not.
And then there's Sean Manaea, who continued his struggles today. And it's not just the fact that there's a line I'll say 2 2/3, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. The bigger issue is that so his fastball velocity average 2 years ago was 92.2. But again, he still was able to rack up a ton of strikeouts. So velocity, I think, because it's spiked to such an extreme end, kind of gets a little overblown because you don't have to throw 100 all the time to be able to get strikeouts or even be a good pitcher. Mm-hmm. It helps. But then last year, while he was battling injuries, it was 91.7. And so far in spring training, he's around 90. So it's like, is he still hurt? Is this just what he is now? Or is he
still working his way up to like regular season form?
I mean, and he's talked about in prior starts where I think he was trying to introduce a splitter, if I'm not mistaken. And I know he was working on trying to make sure that he had that arm angle that he developed in 2024 that worked so well for him. But
now doesn't really seem like the best time to be trying to like introduce or incorporate new pitches into your arsenal. I feel like it should just be like, let me just make sure I can still do what I know I should be able to do.
I kind of see both sides of it. I guess if you felt coming in where it's like, all right, I know what I can do. I know this is what works for me. But maybe he's introducing this pitch because he's thinking maybe it'll be a little easier on his body. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Or like maybe that got recommended to him where it's like, okay, maybe this will take a little bit more stress off your body, or this will do a little less wear and tear on you. And I think if you're him and you just went through those injuries, it's, all right, hey, I'm willing to try anything. I just want to make sure I'm out there. I can forgive that because you're trying to do something to better yourself and the team. But I also do kind of get the idea of like, yeah, we just had a lost season, and man, if you had been out there and been the guy you were 2 years ago, that season probably goes differently. Like, we just want to make sure we have 2024 Manaea back. So I get that end of it too.
Right.
And this is also the issue he runs into where I can't say we have depth because there's still a lot of uncertainty, but beyond Freddie Peralta and Nolan McLean, there's not a lot of guys that are stamped to be in this rotation right now. So you've got to do everything you can to to indicate to Carlos Mendoza and why am I blanking on? I believe Justin Willard is our new pitching coach. That you've got to send those signals like, hey, yeah, put me in at number 3. You don't have to worry about me. As of right now, it looks like Clay Holmes is going to be that guy. Speaking of velocity, apparently Kodai Senga's velocity is the highest it's been since the 2023 All-Star break. So a little bit of hope there. That would solve some problems.
Yeah, that would definitely help if he could, if he could like get back to anywhere near like what he was pre all these injuries.
Yeah, I want to see if I can find what his last pitching line was. But that would, if he's just got that again, but the command kind of like, he was still throwing kind of hard last year too. It was just you didn't know where it was going.
Right.
I still cannot find what was his last. It might have been it might have been on Sunday. 2 runs on 3 hits in 2 2/3 innings, struck out 2 and walked none. All right.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's okay. No, they're saying he touched 99 in that start.
Oh wow, that's like
all right.
That's like higher than I even like really remember him touching like before the injuries or
that's definitely like 2023 Senga.
Yeah, so maybe Senga's back.
That was kind of one of the big X factors going into this year because, as I've continued to say, I think Clay Holmes will be better prepared physically for the workload as a starter this year. And we've kind of already seen it in the WBC where he followed Skubal in the game against Great Britain, and he actually put up a better line than Skubal did.
Yeah.
I like letting my friend, the Tiger fan, know about that. So pay no attention to what happened the game after. Anyway, but and again, when you look on the whole for 2025, like, was Clay Holmes frustrating for stretches? 100%. I'm not here to say he had an A+ season, but in totality, for someone who was going back to starting pitching after having not done it for 7 years, probably about as well as you could have hoped for. Now I bet you that his workouts in the offseason were probably geared toward being able to not wear down. I would bet on him having a better season this year. And then it's, okay, if I can slot in him behind Peralta and McLean, that's a front 3. If I'm getting 2023 Senga back, all right, all of a sudden I got 4 legit starting pitchers now. And it's like, if Peterson gives me anything, or the big buzz going around spring training is that Christian Scott looks even better now than he did before his injury in 2024 when he had just came up as a prospect. And what a shot in the arm that would be. Just to have another option there.
Yeah, they definitely need to like fortify their rotation like beyond the top 2. And I get why Freddie Peralta was named the opening day starter, but man, and like Peralta versus Skeens is a great matchup too, but man, McLean versus Skeens would have really had some juice to it for opening.
Oh, for sure. But as I've said, it's like if McLean's ready, he's ready. But I kind of want to take it to the idea of, hey, if you come back and do it again this year in 26, and like, say you take the jump from last year to this year that Matt Harvey did in 2012 to 13, right. This is all yours. Like, you're that guy now. Like, you can be starting opening day 28, we'll call it. I don't have to elaborate further on that, but, And also, hopefully if there's only been one con in this spring training, it's right after they named Peralta the opening day starter, they were asking him, like, hey, so what's the extension talk been like? Do you have any preference? And he apparently had no comment with a wink. And everyone in here is like, oh, shit, it's happening. Everybody, get ready to wake up tomorrow to the best news you've heard. And it's March 13th.
And that news has not come.
It has not. And then there was the news late last week that said, oh, he's looking in the range of 7 to 8 years. And uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean,
I know how David Stearns feels about these things.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the that's kind of the MO for what these players do is they look for that 7 to 8 year contract, and it comes at a time where they're about to turn 30, so it's always a slippery slope. Should we discuss Steve Cohen's appearance in the Epstein files?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here or try to explain any of this away or try to do any bits. It sucks. That's about all I got.
Yeah,
and if the person whose image is redacted in that picture with him is the worst case scenario, then yeah, what the law, if they got to take him out, then so be it. Because I don't want that.
Yeah,
it's real easy.
That's bad. Yeah, no, I'm seeing it now. I'll be honest. I heard the headline that he was in the files, but I didn't know to what extent, or the fact that there was a picture with someone. So that's not good. That's not good at all.
I mean, there hasn't been anything followed up as far as whether that's underage or what. Just that it's that black square. So that could be anything.
Yeah, because I know. Because I know that. Because I know that. Woody Johnson appeared in the Epstein files, but it didn't seem to be anything that implicated him, which I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for any sort of anything that could take him out would be great, but and then there's the Steve Tisch stuff too. But yeah, it feels like one of those things that you kind of just have to at least mention or talk about or keep talking about, because they want you to not talk about it. So I feel like it just had to be mentioned. I wasn't just or anything.
No, it's I feel like anyone that's trying to use this as a gotcha, it's no, I don't support that shit at all. If he did anything to anybody, yeah, then get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It does make me nervous in the sense of his wife deactivated her socials, I think in December, and people at the time were like, "Oh, she's just getting a bunch of shit because the Mets haven't done anything." And now I'm like,
because all the moves they were making
or not making it, and it's like, well, was that it? Now
they were making made no sense, and the moves they didn't make were troubling as well. So yeah, she probably just didn't want the smoke, but yeah, now it might seem like there was more to it.
Yeah, it's like, what did you mean you're dipping? Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. I don't even really I don't even really know what to say other than
people who do heinous shit should face consequences. That's seems like an easy stand to take.
Yeah, everyone involved in that shit needs to be held accountable. I don't care. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care what team you own or what office you hold or what political party you are. If you were on that fuck shit, to the wood chipper with you. But aside from that, anything, any closing thoughts or anything else, any final thoughts about the Mets or anything in general before we close it out?
The good news, as far as hitting wise for the Mets, is Francisco Alvarez has a 1492 OPS. And
yeah, I did see that. That's
out of all the Mets who have had more than one at bat this spring, that is the highest.
Yeah, I do see that JT Schwartz has the one at he has the one at bat.
The immaculate line.
Yeah, and it looks like he it says he played in 2 games, so I guess he was a defensive substitution in a game too, or something.
Came in and just never got a turn at bat.
Yeah.
1-for-1 with a homer. Pretty good.
Yeah, JT Schwartz, MVP. You heard it here first. But
JT Schwartz, and the J stands for John Dowd.
John Towd. But yeah, that'll do it for us. So follow, subscribe, rate, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe.
You want to follow in the days to come here. Hopefully we'll get some live on the scene pictures and video from the final or from the semis.
Yeah, I'll be sure to provide you guys with some sights and sounds of the World Baseball Classic experience to keep you all entertained. And we'll be ramping up the episodes here now that in the coming weeks, now that baseball is we're so close to being all the way back. We're like 90% of the way back right now, but we'll have another episode next week where we'll round up the WBC and preview the season, and then opening day is
we'll have our predictions.
13 days away. Yeah, we'll have our predictions. So yeah, opening day is less than 2 weeks. So we are so damn close. But thank you all for listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
See ya.